So it is almost the end of November, which means December is knocking at the door, and it also means that winter's around the corner. And let me tell you, during this time of the year, there's nothing better than a heartwarming dish that fills you with so much goodness. Anyways, today that's exactly what we're doing. We're making a hearty pinto bean and cod stew. This is known in Spain as un guisado de Alubias, Pintas y Bacalao. And let me tell you, this dish is filled with so many beautiful textures and flavors. It's very easy to make, where there's no tricky techniques or special equipment needed. And the best part, it's all done in just 40 minutes using one pan. Folks serve the stew next to a crunchy baguette and a bottle of Spanish wine. More specifically from the region of Ribera del Duero, you're gonna have yourself a cozy and complete meal. Really quick before we start, a shout out to a couple of my patrons, Phil Segarra, David Machado, James Schowler, Tommy Williams, and Barbara Eastman. Again, guys, thank you so much for being patrons of Spain on a Fork. You know how much I appreciate you. All right, let's begin by getting our ingredients ready. I'm gonna finely chop 1 small onion, roughly chop 5 cloves of garlic, and cut 1 carrot that's been peeled into small bite-sized pieces. We'll also cut 2 medium-sized potatoes that have already been peeled, washed, and patted dry, each one into bite-sized pieces that are 2 centimeters thick, which is about 3/4 of an inch. For this recipe, I'm using Yukon Gold potatoes, but you can use whatever potatoes you like. Just make sure they're a bit more waxy than starchy, as they hold their shape better in stews. And we'll drain 2 cans of pinto beans into a colander and rinse them under some water. The size of the cans I'm using are 15.5 ounces, which is about 440 grams each. For the next step, let's start cooking our dish. I'm gonna heat a stock pot with a medium heat and add in a generous 2 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil, which is 35 milliliters. After a couple minutes, we'll add in the chopped onion, garlic, and carrot. And we'll mix the veggies around continuously, that way they all evenly saute. After 3 to 4 minutes, and those veggies are lightly sauteed, we'll add in half a teaspoon of sweet smoked Spanish paprika, which is 1.25 grams. And half a teaspoon of dried thyme, which is about half a gram. And we'll give it a quick mix, that way that paprika and thyme are evenly coating the vegetables. As always, the Spanish paprika I'm using is from Kiva, link where you can get some in the description box below, and if you buy it from that link, you'll also get 25% off your order. Then we'll add in half a cup of tomato sauce, which is 125 grams. I made my sauce by finely grating tomatoes, but you can also use canned tomato sauce here, or even passata. And we'll season generously with sea salt and freshly cracked black pepper. And we'll give it a mix until everything's well mixed together, and then simmer it for a few minutes without mixing the mixture. After 3 to 4 minutes, and the grated tomato has slightly thickened, we'll add in the chopped potatoes, the drained pinto beans, and 900 milliliters of fish broth, which is about 3.5 cups. You can use other liquids here, such as chicken broth or even vegetable broth. However, traditionally to make this recipe, fish broth is used. You'll find a link where you can get the Spanish one I'm using in the description box below. And we'll also pinch in a 1/4 teaspoon of saffron threads, which is 0.17 grams. Link where you can get the golden saffron I'm using in the description box below as well. Then we'll turn it up to a high heat and give it a gentle mix. Once it comes to a boil, we'll place the lid on the stock pot and lower it to a low-medium heat. And we're going to simmer this for about 20 minutes. This is enough time for all the flavors to develop and for those potatoes to be beautifully cooked through. In the meantime, let's start getting our fish ready. I'm going to add in 2 cod fillets over some paper towels and pat them completely dry. The size of the fillets I'm using are 7 ounces, which is 200 grams each. And I am using cod here that I bought frozen and thawed out, but you can also use the fresh stuff here, as well as any other type of firm white fish. Then we'll season the cod with sea salt and freshly cracked black pepper, and then cut each fillet into bite-sized pieces. Okay, let's move back to the stew. It's been simmering for about 20 minutes. I'm going to remove the lid And at this point, those potatoes should be perfectly cooked through. You know, you can always pierce them with a toothpick, and if it easily goes in there, but with some resistance, they are ready to go. For the next step, using a potato masher, I'm gonna lightly push down on the stew. This is to help thicken it up. Then we'll add in the pieces of cod, and we'll gently mix them into the stew. Then we'll place the lid back on the stock pot and simmer this for another 3 to 4 minutes or until the fish is cooked through. Then we'll remove the stock pot from the heat, transfer some of the stew into a shallow bowl, and we'll top it off with some fresh parsley. Check it out, un guisado de alubias, pintas y bacalao, a hearty pinto bean and cod stew. Very easy to make, incredible aromas coming out of it, and all done in about 40 minutes. Let's give it a try and see how it turned out. Once again, folks, un guisado de alubias, pintas con bacalao. This I'm so excited to try. Here we go. With that bite, it instantly warms your soul. So good. And the combination of all those ingredients is the perfect balance of goodness. Truly a dish to get so excited about. You saw this, easy to make, done a little over 40 minutes. Give it a try at home. Once again, extra crunchy baguette and a bottle of Spanish wine from Ribera del Duero. You're gonna have yourself an amazing meal. If you enjoyed today's video, hit that like button. Leave me a comment below, and if you're not subscribed, don't forget to smash that subscribe button and click on the bell icon. That way you can get notified every time I release new content and to become a part of the Spain on a Fork family. Till the next time, hasta luego.